Hello everyone and welcome to a new sprint review from the Eclipse JKube team. This sprint was DevTools week, and although we didn't manage to spend the whole week with these activities, we did spend some time on trainings and working on other projects. Regarding JKube, this sprint we focused our efforts on merging some of the older and outdated pull requests, and also fixing more involved bugs. Sam has continued his work on the KPort PoC to create a VS Code extension and a kubectl plugin. For the Fabricate Kubernetes-client, we released version 6.7.0 and 6.7.1, which contained several enhancements and some major changes related to timeouts. And as usual, for both projects, we spent some time dealing with bugs and general maintenance tasks.
Hello and welcome to this second video of the introduction to KPort, a set of PoC projects to take advantage of the remote dev feature, but in other tools than JKube. This is a series of 3 videos. In the first video, it was a recap of the JKube remote dev. In this video, we are going to talk about how we can reuse JKube remote dev as a reusable library to build kubectl plugins. So let's switch straight to the demo. To build a kubectl plugin, basically it is an executable file that you place in a folder that is in your path environment variable. So here, for instance, I have /home Unix /bin, where I have placed some files that start with kubectl -something, and this is how you make it a plugin, by naming it kubectl -something. So, for instance, here, if I want, if I show what is inside kubectl -my plugin, it is basically a bash script that I has used to execute my Quarkus application while I was developing. And just to show you how it works, let's just try to make it to display hello. So, and because it is in the right folder, if I type kubectl plugin, my plugin, it should display hello, and I can even add some arguments here, like world, and it is displaying hello world as expected. You can also see here there is kubectl -KPort. It is the project of my Quarkus app that has built and compiled natively. If you want to see more about the kubectl plugins, there is this project. It is a kubectl plugin manager where you can discover new plugins, install them. You can install them in one command line, and also upgrade them and delete them. So it is a community project where you can find all the community plugins. Now let's have a look to the kubectl, the plugin that we have been working on. So kubectl KPort. So the first command we want to see is init. It is basically an interactive terminal, and so you have several options. The first one is to choose to replace an existing service that is in the cluster with the one we have locally. As you can see, it detects in the cluster where I'm connected the available service, so I can choose the one to replace. And I want to replace the Northwind application, Quarkus application, with the one that is running locally. So I'm going to select this one, and it will propose the default port to override, to overwrite. I can also choose to expose remote services locally in my machine. So I want to do it for 2 things: the Postgres database. I would choose the default port, and I have to do this as well for the RabbitMQ broker, because my application is depending on it. I think for the demo purpose, we have changed the default ports, and I can choose to save it in my current folder in a file called .kport.yaml. Okay, let's have a look at this file. So as you can see, it has been saving all the configuration I have done in this file, this YAML file. Okay, basically the goal was to provide a way for the user to generate a universal configuration file with the remote dev configuration for a project. So it is basically a Quarkus application in the command line mode, and I've been also using Pico CLI to build it. It is reusing JKube Remote Development Config class from the JKube Remote Dev library. It is used to persist the construction objects in the YAML file .kport.yaml. And we are also relying on the Fabricate Kubernetes-client to propose, to detect and propose the service and the ports to configure and replace. The application has been compiled natively to avoid the user having to install Java. So the second command is kubecontrol KPort start. So let's open. So first of all, I'm going to show you the application. So it is the same one that we had in the previous demo. I can click here to send an email, and I should receive a new one here. So it works as expected. I'm going to run the application in dev mode. So and I'm going to change the title, so we are sure that we have the one locally that is running locally. Once I have that running in dev mode, so I should be able to access to that this. So you can see this is the right one, but you can see as shown you in the previous demo, there's nothing. And here we want to have it here, but we don't. But so this is where we're going to use our plugin. So I just have to call kubecontrol KPort start, and it's going to take the right configuration file here and start the remote dev. This is done. So if I just refresh normally here, it should show the local application, and you can see here that I also have that some data now in my local app. So it is the same one. And if I click here, it should send an email as expected. Yes. And now let's do a change. KPort. Yeah. Oh. Now send an email and see if I have the changes here. Okay, it works. It works. And so let's back to the slide. So kubecontrol KPort starts. It was working very fine at from the very beginning, but in Java mode. But the kubecontrol plugin should also work if the user don't have Java installed, and Quarkus native mode should help us to solve that problem. The problem is that writing Quarkus application is straightforward if you have everything that compiles and run natively. And unfortunately, we are so JKube Remote Dev. When you start it, it depends on the project Apache Mina SSHD, and the native compilation wasn't working out of the box for this library. So I had to get inspiration from the work done by the kubernetes-client team. They had done a similar extension for SSHD, and what I've done is that I created a Quarkus extension out of it, and at the moment it is on the project repo itself, and the plan is to move that into Quarkus. So so now it's working. We have a POC that where we with kubecontrol KPort init, which is the interactive command to initialize the configuration based on the service available on the cluster. We have a format for the config file, KPort.yaml, that is reusable by any extensions and plugins. And we have the kubecontrol KPort start command to start the remote dev based on the .kport YAML file. We managed to create a CLI that could be integrated into the most used CLI for Kubernetes, so kubecontrol. So we were not reinventing the wheel. We managed to reuse the JKube Remote Dev as a library thanks to Quarkus. So this is good, but let's face it, many developers like having these features in their favorite IDEs, and this is what we will demo in the next video. So see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.